Black Oni.
They look like they would fetch quite a bit of coin. Maybe not as much as a sort of a rare magical item, but they do look valuable.
All right. Thank you.
So it's all valuable, but the clearly magical items are likely to be more so.
Gotcha.
All right. Anything else that you folks are trying to talking about or trying to determine before you are getting out?
So, is there a way that like some of these items can be added using the inventory system, or is it something like, you know, say Siren's dagger, you're going to wait until he completes attuning to it before you give him that sort of thing?
Sure. Well, I mean, if that's something he's choosing to do, right?
Did you hear any of that, Will?
We can't hear you.
All right, can you? Oh, you should be able to
I can hear you
now. We hear you now.
Yes, I will attune to the dagger.
You are.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, what I'm going to say is the dagger, Siren. You can find that on D&D Beyond as Black Ice.
Black Ice.
Nami. The objects, those magical objects, you can find as Bell Branch, Cloak of Elvenkind, and Bracers of. Oh, jeez. And I will figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, no need to rush on those because I think most likely I'll be giving those to the people anyways.
Right.
Is daughter
still Bracers of Giant Strength?
the box?
Oh, sorry, Bracers of Defense. Are you? That's up to you.
Oh. I mean, if I'm holding it, can I investigate it?
Sure. What are you trying to discern from it?
I guess I would want to use detect magic.
So we've already used you folks already used detect magic on those items.
Okay.
And then in addition. So the box is not magical, but the music that it played sort of served as a triggering condition for this book, which did have these magical effects on them. Neither of them are sort of named objects. Neither of them are magical objects that you could equip, right? They're more maybe of historical value.
Okay. Can daughter try to Arcana to figure out if she the song or more about the song?
Sure. Yeah. Make an Arcana check, or make a history check.
Okay. I got a 1.
Okay. Yeah. This is not a song that you can tell from, even with a natural 1 from the book, like it was just like this first song in the book that it was singing along with. You're not able to remember anything about anything that you would know about this song otherwise. It doesn't seem like it's familiar to you.
Is anyone else having issues adding items to their inventory right now through D&D and Beyond?
Let me.
I have not tried.
I keep getting a bad API check whenever I try to add it to my inventory.
I would say just maybe just worry about it later.
Yeah, that's fine. I was also signed out.
So we need to figure out, if we get out of this room, are we going to trigger more skeletons to be all jumpy uppy? Is that something like we want Nami to sort of do like a solo stealth check to like just sneak out there and look around?
I think that's a.
Kara is also good at stealth as well.
Maybe I can do that. Maybe not go out. Maybe just peek out through the door quickly.
Yeah.
We could also potentially send Xylo as like a drone
That's
to
a
just
good idea.
like
Yeah, maybe
Scope
like a
things
combo. Yeah, combo like Xylo Nami check kind of thing. Double
Okay.
the check.
All right, so
Sure
describe
thing.
how you're doing this.
All right,
As a reminder, you previously like barred. I believe you like used these candlesticks to like bar this door to where that was leading into this sort of vestibule. So
Yep.
what are the two of you doing?
I think as quietly as possible, remove the things from the door, because
Okay,
the skeletons are very sensitive to sound from.
make a stealth check.
Ooh, that one's a spicy one. That's a 24.
Is this just Nami?
Yes. So
Okay.
Nami with a 24, yes, you're able to very very quietly pull these back. The door is now unbarred. It's still closed.
And then I think you can kind of like quietly open the door and have Kara send Xylo out. And have Xylo take a look-see.
Okay. So, Kara,
Like, and
as
just like open
Xylo,
it just enough for Xylo to get it, like barely open.
yes. So Kara, as you let Xylo out, and you're getting senses of, again, you're not seeing through, but you're getting senses of what it is sensing, and on the other side of the door, Xylo is sensing skeletons, just piles of bones, not moving, just filling the hallway. And the far end, there is the door, or the there's still the slit in the wall where there is just a small amount of light coming through from this lit hallway that Nami was eavesdropping into before, and that's at the other end of the hall. But between here and there is just like a foot and a half of bones.
So it seems like a pile of bones reaching all the way across. Is that what you're
Mm-hmm.
describing?
Yep.
And how big is that slit on the other side?
The slit. Or
like the crevice or whatever you want to call it. Like,
yeah.
how big is that space?
It's maybe like 8 inches by 1 inch.
Oh, so relatively tiny.
So Nami was looking through this when she was eavesdropping. She was looking through this slit in the wall. I
that
believe,
seems too. Oh, go on.
So I think Nami was able to tell at the time that it was there. It was a slit in this wall, but the wall from your side was some sort of another one of these sort of like very old maintenance hatches. But this one was like rusted shut, clearly had not been opened in many, many years, unlike the one that you had gone through before.
Oh boy.
boy.
Kara has Xylo. Well, first of all, I think Xylo is too chunky to fit through that slit. Is that correct?
You tell me. It's about like 8 inches by 1 inch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
My
We'll
guess-
say Xylo is 7.5 inches by 0.9 inches.
Is it actually?
Well, it is conceived as a bracelet.
Okay.
I do have to think, how chunky is that bracelet?
Okay. Okay. So okay. So I
How
mean,
about this? I'll roll a die. We'll see. 10 or
well,
greater.
I mean, you tell me what it's. No, you don't have to roll for it. Just tell me what
All right.
it looks like, right? Like if you have been envisioning it as like that size, then that's fine. It's just how
I
you
feel like I got a highlighter. It would be like this thick.
Uh-huh.
Across would be like probably an inch.
Okay.
I think that would fit.
Sure.
Would a
Okay.
highlighter fit through? Would a
All right.
Sharpie
So
highlighter
so
fit
you're
through?
gonna Xylo's gonna. What is Xylo doing?
I guess I was just gonna sort of float on through and very stealthily just try to see if there's like life forms or is it flames on the other side?
You got make
Like
it stealth
what?
check.
Okay. He has a +4, so that's a 16.
Okay, so Xylo slowly floats forward. It's not sensing any motion from these bones as it's floating through. It floats down to the other end of the hall and just sort of rotates and slides through this gap, this slit. And on the other side, looking around, it's a stone hallway. It is lit with torches, and directly above the slit, sort of obscuring the slit in shadow from the other side, is this sort of long painting that goes across, and from the other side you can't tell that there's a door there. Looking around on the other side, Xylo would sense to the left the hallway goes down, quite some distance and curves around, and you can't see where it goes. To the right, about 20 feet down the hallway, there's a door. The door This is sort of funny because you're just sensing things from Xylo, but
Yep.
We'll say you can sense it's emblazoned with the same stylized sun of Palor, with these 3 rays of the sun spiraling out from the circle, and that's what Xylo senses.
And that's on a door?
Yep.
All right. I think that's probably like the furthest range Xylo could do, too. I don't think he can go more than 120 feet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that seems like the very edges of his abilities. So I'll have Xylo come on back. In the meantime, Kara whispers to the group everything that you just described. I have a mechanical question. Can daughter Misty Step?
Yes.
And for Misty Step, do you have to be able to see what you're Misty Stepping into?
Good question.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
It has to be I can go 30 feet in a space that I can see.
Because I wonder if daughter could carry everyone in bag or bags of holding and then Misty Step into that space. Or we could try to summon Dark Crow to help us out somehow at that altar. Or whatever you guys are thinking.
That's a good idea. I was thinking about Misty stepping, but like the distance in the hallway looks greater than 30 feet, so I would have to like stop at one point, deal with whatever comes up, and then go again.
Are the skeletons like taking up the entire kind of hall? Like how?
As far as Zylo was able to tell, it seemed like the skeletons had essentially poured in. Something happened. They fell, and now it's just this like sea of bones.
Can we just use the fast travel option and just
Return crystal. Return crystal.
This is like, because even like, I was like, if there was like a space beyond the bones, like, daughter, I could misty step to there. But if it's like the entire hallway, you can't.
Yeah.
You just be misty stepping onto a top of bones.
So, if I remember this timeline, Nami was through looking at the slit. We heard Sidnick say,
Yep.
I heard a noise, let's run. And it seems like that group ran away. We, as a party, retreated to the other side of the Dark Crow gallery. We barred the door, and then the skeletons settled down. We don't know what settled the skeletons down, whether they trigger from noise on this side, if they were active because of the painting and stuff on the other side. We don't know what Sidnick took, if he took anything. I think they were taking something. Like, do we have spider climb? Do we have, like, what do we got between all of us to navigate this hallway?
I do have entangle as well, but that only goes for a 20-foot square.
And I do have fog cloud, which can basically put up a smoke screen, but I don't think these skeletons rely that much on sight since they don't really have eyes.
Is there something we want to do, like use a mage hand to drop a stone or something to see if the skeletons react? Like, do we want to see if they're somehow deactivated?
I do have a mage
And
hand.
just-
I could do that.
I feel like
And
that's
just have,
what we
like-
did the first time, and that's what activated them. We threw something into the thing, and they all went.
I agree. It was a perpetually chirping thing. Maybe this could just be like one pebble or one ball bearing instead of a forever
Very
beeping.
aesthetically pleasing ball bearing.
Yeah.
I guess
We could do the ball bearing thing, and then
it's either that or test it with their own bodies. I don't know.
yeah. But then if it starts like pulling up, then maybe I can cast entangle into that area.
And we can just run.
Well, and then Misty Step. You guys in the bag and Misty Step.
Yeah.
So once daughter Misty steps, is it like Misty Step is a spell, and then you'd have to wait another 6 seconds or like a full round to Misty Step again? Like, could you just like bamf, bamf, bamf?
How often can daughter Misty step?
It just, I don't think so. I think I can only use it once. It just says use, and then it's a bonus action.
Yeah, I think we have like
You
the
have
same
it's a
kind of
second
thing.
level
Once per long
spell.
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is once per. I want to say it's once per. It's once per long rest.
Yeah.
So like basically once a day.
Yeah, it's like a special spell that we both kind of have. It's not a regular spell kind of thing.
You have it as well, Nami?
Yeah, I got it with feet. The feet that I took. I could not think of the word.
So then
You both have some sort of connection to things now that have granted this.
Yeah.
So then maybe what we
Wait.
could do is like, because Nami, you're smaller. I could actually carry you, and then we put everybody else in the bag, and then I could Misty Step, and then put you. Well, no, because then you'll need to carry me again. But then I don't know.
Bag of holding. We can put everyone in the bag of holding.
Yeah. But
And
then
everyone dies.
Yay!
needs to come out and do Misty Step to get me across.
I don't think you can carry somebody with you with Misty Step.
Okay.
Well, if they're in a bag of holding, you
If they're
can.
in a bag of holding, you can, but you not via piggyback.
Okay.
Correct.
It's not like instant transmission.
Because then
Right.
that would take time for me to take you out, Nami.
Yeah.
What can we flick or use Siren or Nami's mage hand to drop something, right in the middle of the hall or something like that, just to see the reaction?
Yeah, let's do that first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Okay, so who's doing this? Siren?
I'll use my mage hand to just grab a little ball bearing, slowly but surely drop it right, or we wanted to say drop it right in the middle of the T.
Yeah, like I don't want to put it all the way at the end, and I also don't want it too close to us.
Yeah, just gonna put it
Like,
right in the middle.
right
of
in
the
that.
Right in
Yeah.
Okay, so Siren, you're opening up these doors?
T. Yes.
Okay, so you open up the doors, and immediately right on the other side of these doors, there's just like piles of bones. And as you open them up, before you just like cracked it so that Xylo could get through.
Yeah.
Now so you cracked it so that Xylo could get back in, and now you're opening it wider so that you can watch as what you're doing with this ball bearing, and some of these bones just start to tumble into the room with you.
Ah.
Oh no.
I close the door very calmly.
Okay.
Bees.
So they tumble in, but they don't look like they're like moving in. They just kind of because they were.
Just like because they were like piled up sort of against the door, and
Okay.
just you
All
open
right.
it wider and it was enough for some of them to sort of roll down into
Okay.
the room.
All right, I freaked out a little bit, but very calmly.
Huh?
But I'm gonna again keep it open a little bit. Use my mage hand to drop the ball bearing in the middle to see what happens.
You watch as this sort of spectral hand carries this single ball bearing down the hallway, further and further above these piles of bones, and then lets go. The ball bearing falls into the bones.
Does anything happen?
No?
No.
I whisper to Nami, who's right next to me. Nothing happened.
Kara whispers, pick up some bones and throw some bones with the mage hand.
What?
I nervously aim the mage hand down to pick up one bone.
What are you doing?
No. No.
Okay, you pick up one of these bones with the mage hand. What are you doing with it?
I'm just holding it.
All right, you're just holding
Play a
this-
xylophone. Play a xylophone
No.
of bones.
Oh no.
Because we're gonna have to walk.
We need
through
to know
the
what
bones.
happens.
Well, we do need to walk through the bones in order to get through here. So I'm just picking it up and just
Yeah.
kind of moving it around. Yeah, well, I'll I'll drag it a little on the way to where we are.
You just drag it
Not all
along
the
the
way.
ground, yeah.
Just not all the way. There's just little.
Makes a sound of bone on stone.
Yeah,
you know?
bone on
Yeah,
bone
just a
and
little
bone
bit.
on stone.
Yep.
Anything happening?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
everybody else is maybe getting a little freaked out, like, but other than that,
Can I just go out there and just see what happens?
Yes. Okay, so Adrax, you're like just like enough of this. You
I'm
open the
enough of
doors
this.
and just start like wading out into these bones.
Yeah,
Like nothing's happening. Adrax, you don't have night vision or dark vision though, right?
I do.
Oh, you do. Who doesn't? Oh, daughter doesn't.
Daughter.
I think it's
Oh,
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just like wading out into these bones. It's like it's slow going because you having to sort of just like try to keep your balance, and you're just like wading through them. But like nothing's happening. You seem like it's all good. Just
All
kind of
clear.
weird.
Okay. I open the door and walk in as well. All right. let's do
Kara
this.
shouts out, like, if I need to, I have shockwave that I can send. I can run forward and shock enemies away.
And
But let's make it to the other end of the hallway.
I also have
Alright.
sword burst. That will help.
So daughter grabs onto Siren's latch, like on his pant leg, and just holds on to him since she can't see.
Come with me.
And as you are all wading your way through these bones. Where are you going? Are you going back the way you came, or are you going to go to the other side of this T junction that Xylo is scouting? What are you doing?
I think ultimately we want to go to the other end where that crack is.
The way in was through a bathroom, right? It
Yeah,
was like, okay, yeah.
Mario style.
I feel like either way, where we exit is going to be very sketch if someone sees us. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we would be leaving through the scene of a crime elsewhere, and now we would just be trespassing where the Prime Minister just was.
Mm.
both not great options, but yeah, maybe the.
And I know it's the Prime Arbiter. I was being funny.
Okay, so you're going. So you all right? So you trudge your way through these bones to the other end. Again, there's the slit on the door. The door, it otherwise rusted shut.
Oh, it's rusted.
Uh,
Can you fix it, Kara?
maybe. So thinking out loud,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if being in the other side of that is something that activates all of these bone babies. And that's worrisome. Like, I'm still thinking there is something that, shut them off. Don't know what that was. Love to know. My concern is, like, if we're on the other side of this, they might get back up. And I guess what we could do is Kara could try to mend it, see what happens. We get through, we close it. Or we could saddle daughter with bags of holding, and she Misty steps through the slit because she can see through the slit.
Yep.
Those
Nice.
are sort of our two options, I think, to get through this. So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to mend and walk through, save Misty Step in case we need it, or what?
Personally, I want to mend and walk through and save the Misty Step for, like, emergency situation. Hey, bag of holding, go in, Misty Step if it gets too crazy.
Yeah.
I'm open to hearing what the rest of y'all want to do.
Sounds like a good idea to me, in case.
I think we can mend it. I mean, we also have had a long rest, so if we do need to fight, we can.
We can do that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Mend.
Yeah, I'm
All
down
right.
for that.
Kara will try to start mending portions of this rusty door.
All right, so you get in there and channeling just the latent energy around you into the door. Bits of rust and grime just start to fall off, and you can see the metal almost starting to heal itself, and you think like something's happened.
Is there like a
Yep.
latch on our side?
There is a latch on your side, yes.
Okay.
In fact, from what Xylo could see, it didn't look like there was one on the other side.
Interesting. This is definitely a secret kind of door.
Mm-hmm.
Secrets.
Kara whispers, "Do we go through now?"
And then Sarah nods. Yeah.
It'd be weird if we fixed it and then just left.
So, Kara, are you opening the door?
When you say it like that, it makes me worried. Like a mage hand should do it.
I can mage hand it open. I don't mind.
How about we just have
Um,
two mage
yeah.
hands just opening it together?
Yes. Dual mage
Power
hand
of
open.
friendship.
Very slowly.
Friendship of Mayhands.
Okay, and with the power of friendship, you lift the latch and push it out, and there is a loud thud as this painting that was held that Xylo saw on the other side of this falls, clatters to the ground.
We wait.
You wait. Okay.
Yeah, just see if anyone's gonna come by and investigate.
Make a perception check.
Oh no.
I gotta grab my other computer. Give me a minute.
Or if somebody else would like to, who's prepared to roll.
I'm prepared to roll.
Okay.
Just do it.
Sure. Go for it.
Okay. Got a 13.
Okay, so Adrax, you're like, Siren, you're taking too long. You just like stop for a second. You're like, no, there's nobody. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's nobody.
We're fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Kara, do like a quick investigation on this room.
On the other side? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Let's see. That's going to be a 24.
Okay, so this is with you going through the door to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so as you folks go through this door into the other side, so you can see what you sort of sensed from Xylo before, but now you're actually seeing it. You can see that just like again to your left, about maybe 30 feet down, the corridor curves around in some direction you can't see. To your right, again, you can now clearly see this large door emblazoned with this 3-arm curling son of Palor. And with your investigation, you can see that there is a lock with a 24. You said, right?
Yeah.
There's a lock on the door. There's some type of lock of a mechanism that you don't recognize, but the door is ajar.
Kara whispers to the group, maybe they took something from there.
Maybe.
Do you want me to roll Xylo in there? Always send in the drone.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. The
Kara
door
will
is,
walk over. And,
Yeah.
I don't know how ajar it is, but I guess it only has to be about an inch.
I would not have been able to pick that up from just like
Okay.
floating in, but like you like investigating, you can see that it's like it's open to crack. Xylo, does Xylo have dark vision?
Yes, I believe so.
So Xylo flies in, and inside there's on the other side of this door, there's just like a very small room. There's a very small room with another door that is shut on the other side of it, and inside of this door of this room, there are a pair of like wardrobes or armoires or something. Cabinets. Yeah.
So there is a locked door in this room in dual armoires.
There just is another door. There's another door in there, and there's two
sorry.
of these armoires. Yep.
Okay. Kara tells the group what she saw.
Let's go in.
And in we go.
Go in the room.
So you pull this door farther open, letting the light from the hallway spill into this small room, and going through the other door, looking at the armoires. What are you doing?
Ooh, before I forget, do we want to leave this door to a bunch of skeletons open? Or do we want to close it behind us and use mage hands to lock it from that side?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
That one.
let's close that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody
Let's
be careful.
do that,
Mark,
please. All right,
Okay.
we do that.
okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, you close it, you hang that the painting back up, you use the mage hands to go in, and from the other side sort of relock it, and you can see from the side, like, if you weren't looking for it, if you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't know that there's a door there, just based off the way the panels are in this hallway. And again, this slit, because the other side is pitch black, and it's just like immediately beneath this painting that's sticking out, a couple inches from the wall, in this big frame. Like, you can't see anything.
I want to put the
Okay.
painting back up on the wall as well.
Yep. Yes. All right. And then.
And then.
I want to. So we're in the small room now with the wardrobes.
There's a small room, yeah. Then there's light coming in from the hallway. There's the 2 wardrobes, and there's a door.
Can I? What did the
Is
are the
there-
wardrobes like,
is there-
fancy looking?
Is there a map for this, Tom?
No.
Okay. Go on.
Like, are
Sorry,
these,
what'd you say about fancy
Are these fancy looking wardrobes?
I mean, they look well made. It's not like they're falling apart. It's not this. this is not like an area that has been abandoned for hundreds of years, right? They look nice.
I'd like to peek inside one of them.
Okay. Open up one of these wardrobes.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
not locked. It's not. Nothing seems to happen. Inside, there's about half a dozen black, heavy robes of different sizes.
This screams cult. If I've ever seen one.
Does it look like similar to the robes that we saw those
Oh yeah.
those kobolds wielding?
No. The kobolds were wearing like rough robes.
They had like tattered cloaks.
Right.
and
These
stuff.
look much nicer, and actually on the front of them, because you asked, because you're looking at them, if just like very easily, just like if you're like taking a look at them, they also have this like symbol of Palor on them in this like an even darker, like shining sort of black embroidery. Again, these sort of three arms of the sun spiraling out.
So then,
Tom, would
is this
Kara
the same-
have? I guess basically, I want Kara to be able to do like a history check to see
Uh-huh.
if this is ringing any bells. Whether it's like, yeah, I don't know. Just
Sure, make a
if
history
it
check.
seems
Uh-huh.
quite odd that there's is this sort of dedication to Palor. A 16.
16. As to whether there's there's something weird about a dedication to Palor. This should be. Do you want this to be history or religion?
It was gonna be history,
Okay.
more about the people
Sure. Yeah.
that would be doing this.
There's Palor is probably the most prominent deity in the Empire, especially in Rexentrum.
Okay.
I mean, the color scheme is a little bit funky, but from that, no, not terribly surprising.
Are these robes the same as the ones that Nami should have saw when she like heard those people running away the first time?
No. When Nami saw the other folks before, some of them were in robes, but it was like one of them was clearly wearing robes of the Cerberus Assembly. Others were wearing other colored robes. They weren't wearing these.
Okay.
You haven't seen these before.
Let's steal these and look in the other cabinet.
Okay, so you're going to take them, Kara?
Heck yes.
Okay, so you take them. You take these robes. In the other armoire, it contains about a dozen pairs of black trousers and a number of strips of cloth.
Browser closet.
Somebody's outfits.
Right. Is there an indication in any way of what this place is?
Make an investigation check.
I
And
got
also, while I was
advantage on
doing that-
these. Okay, first roll was a 17. Okay, let's go with the 17. Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing with the 17, there are stains in these pants, as well as these strips, about a dozen strips of black cloth, similarly stained.
Are we talking poop?
We're talking blood. Much different sort of aesthetic from what was in the other cabinet. Thinking through, trying to connect, feeling like what this place is. It seems like there's some type of religious connotation to it. It is giving you kind of culty vibes. There's a door.
Is there anything in any like the pockets of any of the robes or pants, or is it all empty?
There are not pockets in either the robes or the pants.
That's not very functional at all.
It's impractical.
No, it's not.
Tom, I distinctly remember Sidnick saying something along the lines of "take it and run."
Mhm.
Is that? Am I misremembering, or is that
That's correct.
very
Yep.
okay? So it's going to be really hard for us to figure that out because I don't think we saw what they took. But it was it distinctly in that room with a painting, or was it a matter of Nami was able to see from that vantage point and they were coming out of this area?
Nami was able to see from this vantage point, and they were heading towards this area.
Okay. Like they were running, or like he said, take it and run, and like they left this way, or were they leaving from this way?
All you know is that Nami saw them heading down the hall in this direction, and then heard that shout.
Okay.
But this could be like the way out, and what they were getting is the other way.
I guess the only option is to inspect the following room, or to maybe send Xylo out to scout. Crack the door
Sure.
open and scout. Yeah.
Yeah, Xylo's going to scout on the other side of this door to see if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Okay, so Kara, you open the door. These doors, they're not locked. You open them up and just like scoot Xylo in and close them behind. All right, and inside, pitch black. It is a roughly circular room. There is a something carved into the ground. Is what you would get from Xylo. And on the other side of the room, there are 3 round steps in concentric half circles leading up to a platform. And there's some like poles or something on the platform.
This sounds bad.
That's all that's
Is it like Xylo can't see what's going on? Just can tell that it's dark.
You don't see through Xylo's eyes. You just get what Xylo senses, and that's what Xylo senses. Like Xylo is not like, because you can't see through Xylo's eyes, you can't necessarily discern a lot of like fine details of like.
Sure. I guess my question was, it's not a matter of that it's dark in there because he has dark vision. It's more, this is the limit of his ability to sense in a way.
Yeah.
Like he can sense text, he can sense steps and poles and a platform.
Right.
All right. Kara fills the group in.
So.
Kara also asks, do we want to wear these robes now?
Are they hooded?
They are not.
Boo.
Well, we can always put them over us and see if it helps our situation.
I don't know for what.
Hmm.
It would.
Do,
But it would look less
do.
awkward than not, I guess. If someone's were to see us.
I would go right after the people like this.
Well, it doesn't have hoods on, though.
I know. So if you try to put it over your head.
We can't put it over our head. We wouldn't.
We just look funny.
Yeah.
You're saying just wear them.
Just wear a regular robe. Siren puts on one of the robes.
Okay. All right. Siren is wearing one of these robes.
Yep.
Does anything happen?
He's wearing a robe.
Perfect.
It's
Great.
like it's little, it's just like completely over his armor, right? So it's just like it's kind of like maybe a little snug, but yeah.
Do you want to walk on in there, Saren?
I'll poke my head in.
Okay. Sarah, you open up the doors, and there's even less light sort of coming in here. It's very dark, and just a little bit of light coming in from the corridor into this vestibule into that area.
I do have dark vision.
Kara could do tinkering to add some light in there, especially to help Daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kara will do that.
Okay. So you're all going in?
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Sure.
I don't want
Oh, just like if you're using the tinkering, or are you like throwing something in, or what? How?
Yeah,
Are you...
she was gonna be throwing. She was gonna cast like three stones in.
Okay, so you
Just sort of scatter them.
stones in there that are now illuminating it, and you can see now. Sierra, make an investigation check again.
Sure.
I bet a blood hunter would be able to tell if that's blood on the floor.
I got a 22.
Me too. Yeah. So looking in, on the ground, there's another one of these, stylized symbols of Palor carved into the ground. Yes, it does look like there is blood that is stained into the stone. And on the other side of the room, these rings of stone leading up to this platform. On it, there's a pair of poles, each about 3 feet tall. They're 3 feet apart. And on the tops of each of them, there's a sort of a half ring with the curves facing down, and they're sort of perpendicular to the wall.
All right, I relay to the group about the symbol and the blood, of course. And my maybe I'm getting a little sense of unease, considering it's right across from where all the skeletons are, and yeah.
One other thing you notice, and actually I should have said this before, on the you're noticing this now, actually, we'll say, because you're wearing this cloak. Both on the cloak as well as on the symbol on the floor, there's something that looks different from the symbols that you've normally seen to represent Palor. And that is that on each of these spiraling arms, it's covered in very small circles, just dotting it.
Can I maybe do a history check to see if I might know or have some kind of clue as to maybe this variant?
Sure. You can make a history check or a religion check.
Okay.
It's depending on what type of information you're trying to get out.
Let's do a history check.
Okay.
I give advantage on this, so the first roll's a 14. The second roll's a 16. Let's go with that.
16. History? No, you don't. Not to your knowledge. You're not aware of any particular historical significance to this pattern.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I relate to the group that this pattern is different than every other variation I've seen of representing Palor, but I can't really put my tongue on exactly what this is supposed to represent.
All right, so you're in this room. It's dark. It seems empty.
All
No
right.
good stuff in here.
There's again just the poles on the other side. There's this pattern on the floor. That's it.
Okay.
And there's
Sorry,
no
Nami,
room.
what were you saying?
I just say no good stuff in here.
Or is there a door?
Nope.
Contextually, again, we don't know if it seems like before Sidnick said take it and run, like they would have been heading into this space.
I mean,
Like
they were heading down in that direction, more calmly. You don't know.
I'm just trying to say, like,
direction
contextually, is it like, do we think something was taken from this room? Like that's what Sidnick came for,
it could
and like
be,
that's
but
why it's just sort of empty.
without having seen, it's hard to say, but it's possible.
Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to raise the possibility to us, the players.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What were you about to say, babe?
I was gonna say, is there a way out or like a different direction we can go? Because it seems like
It's that other hallway. Yeah.
there's
Remember
no-
when you came into this hallway, it extended down to the left and to the right, and you went to the right towards this door. The hallway curved around to the left.
Do we want to try going to the left then?
Yeah, I think we try going the different direction since there's nothing in this room.
All right, so heading down the other direction, Siren's still wearing this big black robe. You go down the other direction, and it curves around, and the hallway it appears to go for quite a while. Are you gonna just follow this hall as long as it leads?
I see why not. Unless what it was the group thing.
Where else are we gonna go?
Can't go through the bones.
Yeah.
Go back through the bones.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Bones.
So you head down this new hallway. Following it through, it has these long stretches, and then and L junctures, just sort of leading somewhere for 10 minutes,
Wow.
20 minutes,
Wow.
half hour,
What?
still going,
We
40
see,
minutes.
Are we seeing anything along the way?
Nope.
Is this hallway like
It's still
repeating
lit.
itself?
Nope. It's lit. There are torches, which are sort of some of them have gone out though,
Okay.
because they were lit previously.
Yeah.
And after about 40 minutes, you reach it curves around, and there's a stairway.
We go up the stairway.
Going up the stairs.
Wait, Carl wants to wait a second. Hold on.
Well, be it as we've sort of walked through that whole thing to get to here, I don't know if we should check for traps, check for some other stuff, check to
Yeah.
see if there are guards here.
Make an
Like-
investigation check.
Send Xylo up the staircase first.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a 22.
Okay.
Ooh.
And you're sending Xylo up? Is that what I just
Yes.
heard?
Yep.
Okay. So send Xylo up. It goes up maybe like 2 stories, and then there's a door, and it is shut.
Does it look locked?
With it doesn't look locked.
All right, gang. You guys want to go up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you head up. Open the door. Who's opening it?
I'll open it nice and quiet and stuff.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I just threw that off the table by accident.
I don't need you.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Well, okay. All right. You open the door and find yourself in a supply closet containing. There are hanging from the wall a number of dusty sort of vestments, similar to the ones that you found in the other room, but white with gold trim. Looks much more. I mean, they look old, but they look much closer to what you would expect sort of vestments of Palor to look like. This from the other side, in this room, again, this sort of door to the supply closet. The door to the stairway would be accessible, but it's fairly well hidden behind some of these like coats. And then there's another door out from this closet.
Should we just do the next door too?
Yeah.
Take a peek
Wait.
out that one.
All right, you take a peek out, and you see. Just open the door, and you see at the end of the hall, there's somebody there, somebody walking.
Can I see, like, is it a guard? Is it like a church person? Is it a government official?
Civilian.
Yeah. So make a stealth check. Ooh.
That's a 19.
19. Okay. So you very carefully look out. They don't seem to see you. They're maybe like 40 feet down. And it is we'll say, using your terminology, we'll say church person. Somebody wearing like very similar to these vestments, a white with gold trim, much nicer looking. Like not sitting in storage for years like these ones in this closet. And the you can see down this hallway. So they are standing at the other end, and as you watch, they're walking, and they walk away and out of sight. And looking down this hallway, you can see there's a variety of other doors to other of these sort of small rooms, and going off of either side of this hallway, and then down at the end where they disappeared. The corridor turns.
Can I tell like what kind of building we're in, or like where we are?
You can make a history check.
Yeah, I will do that. Oh, that's only a 5.
Ooh, not a 5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
So based off of based off of what you're seeing around you, it looks like maybe you're in some sort of church or something, but it's, you wouldn't be able to pinpoint a precise church just based off of what you're thinking, based off your knowledge of the city. You're not from around here.
Yeah. Are any of us from around here? No, right?
No.
All right. I relay to the group what I saw about different, hallways, and the person went around the corner. Looks like might be in a church, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah.
Do we want to bag of holding the party and one person walks through with a robe on, or do we all put robes on and just walk out casually? Like, do we try to knock a guard out, or what? How are we getting out of here?
Well, we can take an approach that I commonly take is go in as stealthily as possible, and when hell breaks loose, knock someone out.
Hell breaks loose.
I will be right back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You're still in the supply closet. There is this hallway now. Again, there's a number of small doors, and there's the corner around which you saw this figure in these sort of Pelori investments departing. What are you doing?
We can either sneak towards there or the other way. I say we sneak the other way.
No, sneak.
All right, everybody. If you folks were going to change first or something, you say, or?
Yeah, our options are like changing, or one person's in robes and everyone else is in a bag of holding. Like, what do you want to do?
Nami, how comfortable do you feel putting us in a bag of holding and you kind of stealthily moving forward?
I mean, I don't care for your well-being at all, so I'm fine.
You need us for your mission.
So because we have
I finished
two
the
bags
mission,
of
though,
holding,
didn't I?
Well, you need us to get out of here.
a bag of holding has 10 minutes of air. We have 2 bags of holding, so we could do 2 in one, 2 in the other. That's 5 minutes total. And Nami has Misty Step? Well, that's good. So I guess what we could do is, like, Nami could have everyone. If things break bad, Nami could, like, dash, especially as a bonus action, right? And then if you need to get to a window or something so you can see, and then do a Misty Step, and we'll take it from there. I don't know.
That's the best plan I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay.
All right, so you're all hopping into the bags.
Give me the bag.
We're bagging it.
Does bag of holding require attunement?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just making sure.
No.
Okay.
No, it
Great.
doesn't.
Okay, so everybody hops in to these 2 bags. momentary, your consciousness cuts off as you enter this, this like interdimensional space. Nami, all right, you got like 4 minutes. What are you doing?
Can you just quickly recap the orientation of the hallways for me, please?
So there's a hallway. Looking out into it, there's a number of these small doors that lead to these similar type closets. And all the way at the end, there's an exit that leads around a corner.
Okay. I will stealth down the hallway to that exit corner thing.
Okay, and there's a stairway that is going up.
All right. I will stealthily go up the stairs.
Make a stealth check. Make a stealth check.
Bum, 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 bum.
16?
16. Okay. You make your way about halfway up the stairs, and you hear a sound from the top, and you freeze for a second. But after, with a 16, after a moment it passes, and you continue up, and you find yourself in an alcove in a vast cathedral. You are from this. You are able to assess where you are. You are in the Chantry of the Dawn, which is the main temple to Pelor in the city. It's a towering stone cathedral. Looking out from this alcove, you can see in the back half of the temple. It's these semicircle with these large stained glass windows depicting the rising and the setting of the sun. In the interior of the church, it's very brightly lit with these tall stained glass windows, in between which are these gold and white curtains. The floor is black marble at the entrance that comes out, and by the time it gets to your position, it's this sort of white and gold pattern. At the far front, you can see a stair leading up to a pulpit that sort of juts out over the pews. And moving through the sanctum, you see an older woman wearing these vestments, who's making her way across from roughly where you are to the other side, just walking through the church. Golden gray hair, gray eyes.
So I'm in a public space now, though. This is just like a...
You're in a public space now. She's the only one who you see in the sanctuary right now, but from your position in this alcove, that's all you can see.
Okay. How far away from me is she?
She's
her?
like,
Yeah.
like 25 feet.
Oh.
Not super far, but she, with your stealth check, she hasn't seen you yet.
Mm-hmm.
And with her low perception roll and facing the other direction.
And I can see the exit of the building on the other side of the
you can
room,
to your right. Yes, to your left is sort of like the main to your left is the front, and to your right is where the entrance to the building would be.
All right, I want to head towards the exit of the building. I want to leave.
Yep.
Stealthily.
And give me one more stealth check.
It's not bad. 13.
Okay. And as you are walking, with about 3 minutes of air left, she got a 19 on her perception. So she turns and sees you and just says, "Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the Chantry of the Dawn. What can I help you with? What type of assistance do you need? Are there any types of services you are looking for today? Always happy to help any of Pelor's children. What can I help you with?"
Oh, nothing. I was just, on my... What time of day is it? Do I know?
At this point, it's probably around noon.
I was just having a midday walk. Just wanted to look at the architecture real quick.
Oh, certainly. We get many people here who are interested in the architecture. This is one of Raxentram's oldest buildings. What would you like to know?
Nothing in particular right now. I'm like backing out. I'm like slowly going.
Uh-huh.
I'm leaving. I'm like, I like look at my wrist. Like, I'm late for a lunch meeting. It's very nice meeting. I'll be back later though.
Make a
I'd
deception
love.
check.
Okay.
Dab her.
No.
I got an 18.
18. She looks at you a little funny and says, "It's all right. No excuses necessary. I'm sorry for blathering on. I do have a tendency to do so. Well, if you ever decide that you would like to come back and learn more about the architecture, perhaps when you have more time and don't have a pressing lunch meeting, please feel free. You're welcome here anytime. My name is Octavina Zarel."
Thank you. And I leave the building.
Okay, leave the building. There's a number of people in the vestibule, in the opening, in like the narthex, before entry into the church, and going out. You find yourself on the streets of the Court of Colors. You're just gonna dump everybody out right on the street.
Is there like an alley near me or something that I can just kind of scoot
Make a
into?
perception check.
Ooh, rolling well. That's a 17.
Okay, yeah, you look around, and taking your time to scout out, find just the right place. You're able to find an alley. You're able to dump everybody out, and just with seconds to spare, you're able to dump everybody out into the alley, to the side of the massive Chantry of the Dawn.
I can just picture myself standing there, like I'm already like I'm there, but I like wait to the last minute just to make everyone a little bit.
Yep.
Freak us out just
All
a
right.
little bit.
Yeah, and so you're all dumped out into the alley, and you seem to have gotten out of there fine.
Daughter tells Siren, take that robe off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that too.
And just quickly like shuffle it off of myself.
Okay, yeah, good move. Take this massive black hulking robe off, and all right. So it is like noon. Although you guys all just woke up like 2 hours ago. What would you like to do? There's you're out in the city, seemingly safe. You know that at some point you have to go and pick up clothes, but like you've got the day's yours.
Well, we asked Gustavo to bring the clothes to the Prime Arbiter's residence.
Yes, you did.
So we don't even have to pick them up.
Nope.
They're on the way.
Look at that forward thinking.
So how do we want to navigate this situation with the Prime Arbiter now, knowing that he was there and
We might need to chat about that somewhere quiet.
yeah.
What do we need to do to help Nami fulfill her requirement to her shadow organization? Is that something that could be done now, or is that like a later thing?
I don't think I would need help. I think I kind of take it from here.
Sure thing.
For now, yeah.
Or like we would, we could like walk with you. You're like, you guys stay here, and then we can chat about what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's fine. I think.
Like, I assume you want to get rid of these hot items quite quickly. You don't want to bring them to the Prime Arbiter's house.
No, yeah, I wouldn't do that. No.
There's a bunch of stolen stuff in my pocket.
In my special bag.
Special bag.
This is where I keep everything illegal.
All right, is that what you folks are doing now, or?
Would Kara be able to stop off to see Cousin Lou, or would it have been like preordained that she would just see him at the Prime Arbiter's because he was the other invited guest?
I was looking through my notes. I was like, I feel like they've identified, they've made this connection, but I wasn't 100% sure. Great. Yeah, I mean, you will see him there you're not sure what he's doing during the day. You could try.
He's
going to-
supposed to be getting me some splint armor. So if you don't remember that, I rolled a natty 20 for that.
No. That is true. Okay. I mean, you could do that.
Oh man. Well, here's another thing. I'm not playing next week, so should I try to resolve Cousin Lou's stuff before you guys go to dinner? I feel like you guys are going to go to dinner without me as a player.
Oh.
Yeah.
It might make sense to then resolve
Character
from
will
here.
be there,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then also, I guess, yeah, we'll kind of resolve, I think, like your stuff first. But then also, I think Nami will ask everyone what info they wanted, like, me to ask about. Like, I know the Duke of Cups, that's the dude's name, right? You wanted info on that. Like, so if anyone has any questions they want me to ask my handler, let me know before I go in.
I think specifically Adrax needed information, right? About the
On the Duke of Cups and like
Seriously,
the whereabouts.
anything, any kind of question you want, I can ask them. If they don't have anything, I tried.
I'm trying to remember.
Do you want us to send that in our in-game chat log? So there's like...
Yeah, that probably, so there's like a record of it, so I remember.
Yeah.
well, okay. So here's the question, I guess. So to start off, maybe let's. What are the things that folks are hoping to do between now and the dinner?
Yes.
Maybe a simple way to do this is just to go through. So, Siren, is there anything that you are hoping to do between tonight and the dinner? And we can do some of these things live, and some of these things we can just say happen.
Nothing specifically. I'm mostly looking forward to the dinner to see who is there, who knows information.
Okay, so nothing between now and the dinner. All right, daughter.
Same. Daughter is just, wants to make sure she has enough time to get ready for the dinner. She wants to look nice.
Adrax.
I guess for Adrax, I'm most likely looking for food at
Yes.
this point.
Yeah, and in the Court of Colors, there are a variety of as you're going through, there are lots of like little food carts selling. So there's food carts selling like cups of like dumplings, as well as like it's food from all over. So that's like not necessarily even like central to Rexentrum. So you see like again like cups with like dumplings, small things that would seem like me more familiar to you from the coast, like gazpacho, like this like coastal like sea gazpacho, some sort of weird dishes with this like some sort of like creamy dishes with like berries in it. There's also drink cart selling like Radler and like more like drinks from that you would be familiar with from the coast. Other some types of like there's like iced drinks because it's summer, it's hot. There's lots of things you can find on the street.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll join Adrax in getting something frozen to drink and to eat while we wait for the night's festivities.
For something boozy or something
Nothing boozy.
or not.
Just something refreshing and
Okay.
frozen and
Okay. Yeah, so they've got looking for things that are like cold and refreshing. You find stands selling this coastal Queen's water, which is this like soft drink made from like syrup and honey and guava and tamarind, and it's poured over ice. And then you also find a stand that's selling this elf mash it comes from more the north, which is it's this sort of like creamy, very cold, creamy dish with these like with cloudberries throughout it, both whole as well as just like sort of like mashed up and like into it, giving it this like sort of like purplish pink color.
I'm gonna have one of those. That sounds fun.
Ooh.
All right, so you guys are eating. You're eating.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
eating.
Kara.
Yep.
Ethan, you're-
Kara would like to try to connect with cousin Lou.
Uncle. Yeah, or
Um,
it's your mother's cousin, I believe, right?
Sure. I think she would still call him cousin Lou, even if that's not accurate.
Yep.
And for a few things. One, to maybe get her long overdue birthday gift. To try to ask about the Dark Crow. And also try to learn anything she can about the Theocrat and the Baroness, and maybe even the Palor symbol with the multiple circles or something like that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna type that in our in-game chat log because that might be something that gets resolved some other time. Or through the handler.
What we can do is we can say that if those are things you're asking you're trying to get from Uncle Lou, we can resolve that in chat after this.
Okay,
I can be here next time.
cool.
And so then Nami, you are going back to the yarn store.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I would grab probably a little snack just on the way too. Snack and a drink.
Okay.
And yeah, I think I'll go back. Finish off my my mission, and then ask any questions that I may have or the party members may want info on.
All right. So you head back to the Denadler, this yarn shop. Head back in at this point. This vested sales clerk at the front recognizes you and ushers you to the back. You go back to past these two large fire genasi again, guarding the door, and back in. Finding yourself face to face with the elderly Iris Bethellis once again, and she says, "Oh, you're back. Have you tracked down any intel? What have you found?"
Oh, I found all the stuff. I found all the stuff.
All the stuff. What do you mean? You know where it's located? You have like a map of the joint. Like the patrols.
I know exactly where all the stuff is located. You're gonna be you're gonna be excited. It's actually pretty easy to get to. Do you want to know where it is?
Double.
Oh, sure. Yes, absolutely.
All right, so then I just take the things out of my bag. Well, I don't.
Okay.
I don't take I'm keeping the driftwood carving of the gnome-like creature. I'm not going to turn that over.
Okay. So
But I'll
tell me
do the-
very specifically what you are handing over.
The oil painting of a pile of onions.
Yes.
The watercolor of a rabbit.
And rutabagas.
Yes, sorry. And they're in a clay dish.
Yes.
Watercolor of a rabbit, which touches you as deeply sad. Charcoal drawing of a dying elf.
Got it.
A painting of a rocky crag half hidden by clouds. The stylized brass sculpture of a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
The chalice encrusted with sapphires and pearl. The driftwood branch with silver bells. And then the cloak and bracers.
Okay. All right. In that case, let me very quickly. All right. So okay. So she's going to say, wow. Oh, that's amazing. This is fantastic. Well, as I promised, you'll be rewarded. Happy to offer you a cut of the value of these. What do you think is reasonable? Percentage-wise.
Oh, but yeah. I just one second. Just checking out some of my character sheet or my backstory. Okay. Let's see. 35%.
Done. All right. So,
Oh no.
all right. So that is, let me do some math. Let's see. So that's going to be times 0.35. All right. So she happily takes the items off of your hand and gives you 5,700 gold in return.
No, stop cheering, everyone. And then I say thank you and hand it directly back to her and say, goes towards my debt, please.
Oh, well. Certainly. So how much, remind me, how much debt did you have before?
18,000.
Okay. All right. Certainly. Yes.
You gonna say it again?
Nami has a student loan.
Actually, kind of. Part of it actually not that far away from one, yeah.
Nope. Yeah, that's very
Yikes.
accurate. So, you've coming a long way towards paying off that long-standing debt. Although I'm certainly hopeful we can make use of your services for years to come. This is excellent work you've done. Now, there was something else you wanted to know?
Oh yeah, I take out like a piece of paper that I scrawled everything on. Let's see. Do you know anything about the Duke of Cups?
The Duke of Cups. Yes, we had our eyes on him. We've had our eyes on him for a while. Only recently has he's quite elusive. Only recently has he come to Rexentrum. While he was here, it seems he was involved in some sort of trade negotiations, some wine deals. Those details are not particularly of interest to us. We tailed him as he moved about the city. Seemed to visit some local wine bars, some apothecaries. Visited some of the local cultural sites. The library, the archives, the cathedral, and so forth. And of course, visited Caius Crest, where he had some business meetings with the local government. What is there anything you're hoping to learn about him in particular?
Okay, so what did you want to know about? Like where he was, something like that, right? Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Kesa.
Whoops, sorry. I just wanted to know like his whereabouts and what his next move is going to be. Like, where's he going next?
Yeah. So where do you think he Where do you think he is now? What do you think his next kind of moves are?
Yes, if I had to guess, he's probably on the road back to his villa on the southern coast. We've been interested in it for a while. He seems, based off of our intel, he has quite a rare collection of wines, which we've been hoping to lighten from his cellars. Quite valuable indeed, but security is tight. Based on when he was in town, we did have a bit of a lucky break. Some connections made with his guards. A little bit of mild extortion and light blackmail. Provided us with some very interesting information, useful information about location of within his villa of the wine cellar. Also some other interesting information of. It seems as if he keeps on his person some type of medicinal ingredients or something along those lines at all times, and so we've been hoping to see how we're not quite sure yet how to leverage this information. If you'd be interested, we'd be happy to contract you to try to see what you can do with that information. Try to acquire some of these wines from his villa. It'd be quite a trek south, but it would be of interest to us. Where does your path take you?
It might very well be south. I mean, you can sign me up. I might not get to it immediately, but I can
Okay.
give it a go if you give me whatever information you got.
Well, so if you do decide to go in that direction and find yourself on the southern coast and find as the Clippers estate, ask in town for a man named Giles, and he remind him of of the knowledge of certain parties as to his weekend endeavors, and I'm sure he'll be forthcoming and provide you with information that would be helpful to get into the cellars. On the other hand, if you find your way going northwards, let me know that as well, and we may have some business for you in the north.
Great, thank you. I guess a few more things.
All right.
I mean, while I have you, of course, in the process of acquiring all these items, came across a figure called the Dark Crow. Do you know anything about them?
The Dark Crow. Is he a troubadour? Some sort of bard? Is a very dramatic name.
It is very dramatic. Yeah, but seems to be some kind of, I don't know if you'd call them like a deity, or I'm not quite sure what they are. Some kind of.
You came into contact with a deity?
Well, I don't know. That's why I was asking you.
I'm sorry. I'm not much of a birder myself.
All right. Let me see. Okay. I think right now two more things. What do you know about the Prime Arbiter? Anything that maybe isn't public?
The Prime Arbiter, certainly. Well, again, like, let me check my notes. What does?
I guess actually three things now, because I'll ask Siren's question as well.
Okay. Certainly he is perhaps the most powerful man in the kingdom. So we have been tracking him. Seems to have we have been paying attention recently as the Duke of, you mentioned the Duke of Cups came to town to try to engage in some sort of trade negotiations with him. As I'm sure you know, the Truscans themselves have their own vineyards and control over a large number of vineyards that they have liege to in the Vale in the east, and so we have been we do have our eyes on those. It could be a point of vulnerability that could be exploited at some point. We have also received some word from some of our other agents like yourself of meetings between the Prime Arbiter and visits to the certain towers of the Cerberus Assembly on Caius Crest, certain trips into the wood, into the Purbo wilderness. Not unsure exactly where he was heading, but somewhere into the north of the wood. Does that satisfy your curiosities?
Yes. Then I'll relay to her like what I saw, and I have like a poorly drawn symbol of the tailor symbol that was slightly different to show her too, just to fill in some more info for them.
She looks at it and says, is this supposed to be like a more sparkly sort of sun, or
it's to be honest, it seems like he's in a cult.
You think the Prime Arbiter is in a cult?
Well, what do you think? People just go around wearing black robes covered in blood in a dark room with carvings, and that's a cult.
Where did you find this room again? Where was it?
I actually don't remember the name. It went on our quest thing to find the thing.
It was beneath under the Chantry of the Dawn. Is where. Yeah, and so this is interesting information for her. She
Get money.
If you understood the power dynamic, I don't really have that kind of leverage.
Damn it.
Get 500 gold pieces off your debt.
So she will say, well, that is interesting. We have been watching him. We have seen the Arbiter take a number of visits to the Chantry of the Dawn. We did not take him as a terribly religious person, so that's been interesting to us. Typically, taking visiting dignitaries, those sorts. The Duke of Cups, as you mentioned, other figures along those lines, on visits, extended tours. This is interesting. Perhaps this could explain some of what we have observed. I'm afraid I don't have any information to give you about other sort of culty activities of the Prime Arbiter. That's not something I was aware of. But thank you so much for bringing this to my attention.
Yeah, of course. Just I'd like to stay in your good graces.
Yes, I'm sure.
Two more hopefully quick questions for you. I also wanted to know about the Starosa, that's what they're called? Yeah. Theonor Whisperthin from Zadash.
Okay, from Felderwin. She does not have information at hand in her mind about this random local, leader. But she would recommend that, like, if you're interested in like local bureaucratic things, if you were to visit Felderwin, there may be myriad agents there who might have local knowledge of similar, weaknesses, points for potential blackmail, etc. Or you could always try to check, government records if that's something you have access to.
All right, and I guess the last thing I want. Final thing. So I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job for the whole gang. Been working hard. Paying off my debt. Just wondering, if I could if there's any chance of moving up the ranks, or I don't know if you do you know the kind of like the head structure, like the head top honcho of this organization very well?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh. Got a 7.
Can she have advantage because she just brought in so many nice things?
Sure.
All right, we'll do it digitally this time. That was better. 17.
17?
Yeah.
She just says, yes.
Could you let me know, like what you know?
No. As a like highly compartmentalized organization, that's not something that she is going to immediately share with you.
I'm trying to think of like a follow-up question.
Yes?
No, I'm trying to think of how to word this. Where is this, or where are we kind of centralized? Like, do we have like a main hub? I know we're a pretty far-reaching organization.
Well, it's no secret that the historical center of our organization was in Eurosa, to the east, to the west. But these days, most activity is centralized here or in Zadash.
Okay.
Are you looking? Why do you ask?
I just thought, I've been doing such a good job, really helping out
Yes.
these big. I just maybe want to, just what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Like maybe like a face to face, or just a meeting with the upper brass, just to try to get into some good graces.
Well, you are currently having a meeting with a face-to-face, as you put it, with the upper brass.
Okay. True.
Are you suggesting that I am not sufficiently important for your efforts to pay off your debt?
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. I just, I still am, I'm not new and I'm still relatively new, still just trying to figure out, the whole structure of the place, the who's who and the who reports to where, stuff like that.
Well, you report to me, it seems.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you again. Do let me know if you find yourself heading north or south.
Will do.
All right.
Graceful.
So, let's see. Anything else that you folks are doing before the dinner? Okay. So, we'll say that you take the day, and at the end of the day, you find your way to the top of Caius Crest, and on one edge of the rim, you find the Truscan estate within town, elegantly carved iron gates with these large sort of T's with clusters of grapes. A pair of guards in black velvet livery greet you, and one consults a small card from their pocket, and consults against you, lays a hand to the gate, unlocks it with a metallic thunk, and it swings open. The guard intones in a low, unbothered voice, the Prime Arbiter will receive you on the veranda, and he gestures upwards towards a building that's on a small hill above. You head through the gates, through a small grove of trees, leaves rustling calmly in the breeze, and there's a path of just sort of stone that leads through them. At the end of the path, you find a stairway that leads up, a stone stairway that leads up and cuts around and above the tree line, leading to a small stone plaza surrounded by a set of pillared arches that frame the veranda and overlook the grove, giving you a magnificent view of the city below. And you're greeted by a half dozen waitstaff, halflings, dwarves mostly, in black velvet waistcoats, lapelled with beautiful yellow flowers. And they are bearing sort of trays of appetizers and food, but the first thing they do when they see you is notice how you are dressed. And one of them quickly comes over, and before you can get to the food, it ushers you away over to the side to the house, where you are greeted by a servant who hands you bundles with the outfits that Gustav had done up for you. That is very okay. And where we will end is we'll say that you folks change into your outfits and emerge ready to go back to the party. Siren, you were in your bag. You find a red suit with this high collar, buttoned at the neck, trimmed with this sort of delicate gold pattern, with blue roses stitched into the lapels. Daughter, you find a black dress embroidered with bright red stars. It is rough, and there's a note attached to it in the bag where Gustav has written to you saying that while he is pained to say it, he can assure you it is made of the finest sustainably harvested hemp. Adrex, in your bag, you find a black suit with faint orange scale-like pattern embroidered onto it, slightly oversized to accommodate padding beneath, and also a jaunty black silk top hat. Kara, in your bag, you find this bright orange sort of linen blazer, a bright white linen, a pair of bright white linen slacks, and all over the pants, the blazer, there are just cargo pant pockets like that have been sewn all over it, just like everywhere, including like little pockets on like the lapels of the blazer. And finally, Nami, in your bag, you find, as requested, a killer dress, black. It is asymmetrical, goes over one of the shoulders, longer on the other side, and a long, thin strip of red silk shot down one side. Also, as requested, cuts in the back that expose the back with hidden pockets there where, if desired, you can fit maybe 3 knives.
Yeah.
And so you all emerge from where they had you change, dressed in this way, and we'll pick up next time as we jump in to the first stage of this dinner on this veranda looking over the city.